He had a couple snipes after pregame skates, so maybe get out there, but needs the rest.
So if you're one-on-one with Pierre Engvall tonight, what's it going to take to slow Seabiscuit down?
I don't know. I think we know his strengths. He skates so well. He tries to protect the puck and just play him like any other guy. I guess he's a big body out there. He's, from what I heard, he has a couple goals over here. He's playing well, so just play him a lot like any other player. But we know his strengths, so it'll be a good test.
What does a game off, I guess, at this stage of the season do for you?
I think just get that extra day of rest. I think when it's more for the team, I think with all the bodies we have and all the guys we have to get in the lineup, I think there's going to be a rotation and guys in and out on any given night. So, take the rest when you can get it, use it properly, and then when you get back in, try and be fresh and play well.
Was that a hard sell for you, considering we know you like to keep the engine going?
Not really. I mean, I get it. I think, the way we're built, we're obviously have a lot of depth in every position, but especially on the back end now with so many guys. And I just have a good conversation with the coaches and understand what's going on beforehand and go from there. But obviously, as a player, you always want to play. You want to be in the games. It sucks watching, but pretty obvious that we have 9 guys that can play, so you got to get guys in and out.
Has that happened to you before? To sit out a game like that at this stage of the season?
Not for a while. I think maybe going back to the deadline last year, just sitting out for deadline reasons. But no, not since obviously early in my career when you're young and you're in and out of lineup. But it's you're trying to manage 9 guys and also manage rest and stuff like that. So it's important and got to take advantage of it when we can now. And busy schedule coming down the stretch.
Yeah. We were just talking to John about trying to get the offense going for him. It's kind of dried up of late. When he's gone through those kind of dry spells, what have you noticed about him? It seems like he's so laser focused. He doesn't ever get. What do you notice about him?
Yeah, I mean, he works so hard at every part of his game. So there's no worry about offense or anything when it comes to Johnny. Touches the game in so many different ways. I think he's always working on different things. But he works so hard. He's good on draws. He's good defensively. So offense will come. It's going to come. He's getting looks. He's getting chances. And I don't know what dried up means. So,
well, he doesn't have a shot in the last 2 games.
Okay, I think he's always around it in our mind. So it's just a matter of time before pucks start going in for him.
So Barzal's out. What do you see as the big challenge tonight from this Islanders team?
Oh, they forecheck really well. They're big, a lot of big bodies over there who can forecheck, protect the puck well, they get the puck and they put it to the net and they go there. So, it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a game that's won in the corners, down low, stuff like that. So, if you don't break out the puck clean against them, you're gonna have a tough time because they get to the net. Their D shoot a lot of pucks. So. It's on us as D-men to get back there tonight and make some good plays.
Tonight, what are you thinking if you are in that situation?
Yeah, you know his weapons. He's got a lot of speed. He's obviously strong and shoots the puck well. So it'll be fun to see him out there. But obviously, we're going to be doing our best to limit his abilities.
Outside of Travis Dermott last year, the Leafs didn't really do a lot of changes over the last few years at the deadline with key pieces kind of being gone. What was that kind of like?
Yeah, there's definitely some movement, and I like Pierre and Sandy a lot, and I've been with them for a while. I was with Pierre on the Marlies for a period of time, so those are guys that I've known really well, and it's sad to see him go, but it's part of the business, and you just kind of take it one day at a time and move on.
With the way the defense is now, it feels like guys are coming out for. It's not their fault, not for poor play, just because they got to get guys involved. I'm just wondering how you rationalize that, because on one hand, you're like, well, if I'm out, I must be doing something wrong. But on the other hand, it feels like it's really nothing to do with you.
Yeah, it is kind of a funny feeling, because anytime you're out, you do feel like that, even just subconsciously. You're like, this isn't, right. You want to be playing. But that has been the message, that it's going to be some sort of, keep guys fresh in a rotation and stuff like that. So that's important to remember. And again, I think it isn't really performance-based for a lot of these guys.
Does it rationalize it when you see someone like Gio also part of that kind of rotation? Like someone who's
Yeah. I mean, I think, again, that's been the message, so we all understand it. But like I said, it is, as a competitor, you want to play every game.
We were just talking to John about the offense drawing up a bit for him. What's been your perspective on when he has gone through dry spells? We know he's like so focused in details and habits. Like, what have you noticed about how he's able to get it back?
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't really noticed that he's been in a dry spell, but I think he does a lot of things aside from scoring that are really valuable for us. So, I mean, I think, you got to just kind of focus on that, and then he's so talented, I'm sure the offense will come.
What stands out about the Islanders? I know Barzal's out, so it kind of changes a bit of the dynamic, but what do you guys have to be aware of tonight?
Yeah, they've been defending really well lately. I think they're 8-3-1 in their last, that would be 12 games. But, so I think they've been doing a good job of that, and it's going to be on us to, try to break them down a little bit and get some pressure on the goalie. I know he's been playing well too, so, it's obviously a team that's been doing a good job, and we're going to look to combat that.
Ilya is, he's due to become a dad here any minute, any hour, any day now. Can you imagine what he might be going through as he gets ready for this start?
Yeah, exactly. I know that he's waiting on a phone call or whatever, and that'll be that. But I think he's managing it well, and we're all excited for him.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin.
No problem.
Sportsnet, eh?
Yeah, we just.
Your silence speaks volumes. TJ. All right, we're all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, TJ. Just how are you feeling coming off the? I guess first, what happened Saturday? How did you get knocked up?
Yeah, just the shot, but mostly just the maintenance. They let it calm down. Felt good today, so.
Okay, so probably back relatively soon here, later this week.
Yeah, I hope so.
Sheldon was talking about how, because there's 9 guys to carry that could play on any given night, that when someone like you could perhaps play through something like that, you have the luxury of not necessarily needing to force anything back. Do you kind of feel that way?
Yeah, I think looking, big picture where we are in the season with that, ability, it makes sense to, feel 100% and not maybe have something linger longer than it needs to.
General, just how have you been feeling? We don't talk. You seem to quietly go about your business, which I'm sure you don't mind. But just how are you feeling out there in your game right now?
Yeah, it's hit or miss some nights. Obviously with 7 in the mix, it's an adjustment for everyone. You're never, with the same guy. So it's more of a mental thing, and just being more alert and more aware out there. What
do you think Jake McCabe has brought since he's arrived?
Yeah, he brings a little bit of everything. He's more offensive than I thought he was. I haven't played against him much in my career, but he's always jumping up and looking to, and he's physical at the same time. Down low, he's boxing out, hits guys, so he brings a different element to the game.
How about Shen and I guess some of the other dynamic with some of the other new guys bring?
Yeah, obviously he's a big presence out there, and he's solid and steady on the back end, and he's a veteran that's been through it and knows what it takes to win. So he also brings something else to the table.
Just in general, I'm wondering what you can imagine it would be like for Ilya to be expecting to be a first-time dad any moment now and getting ready to play in a game like this.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for him. Obviously it's one of those things that all you can do is focus on the now, and whatever happens. But I think he's excited to be a dad.
What did you know about Eric Gustafson before he got here?
Yeah, I played with Gus a little bit in Calgary. He's a great guy. His offensive instincts are great. You could see it out there with his poise with the puck and the plays he makes, and all around he's a great guy, great player.
Thanks, TJ.
So, it's like I said, will be different. Obviously, it was with our group for a while. His game's matured over the years, so nature of the business in the game. Obviously, on the other side of it now. So, just looking forward to going out there and competing.
Sheldon had mentioned yesterday trying to get you going again. The offense has dried up a bit. What are you focused on in terms of getting going again?
Just playing well, just being good through my habits and the details that you need in all 3 zones to feel like your game is in sync and just having good level of execution. So, it's a long season. It's a grind. So, there's times when things feel really good and really in rhythm, and other times where you're just trying to build your habits shift after shift and going out there and executing and making sure that you're obviously helping the team out and setting up the next group for success.
What's the dynamic like with Michael there on the wing there? I know you haven't played with him for terribly long.
Yeah, no, it's a little different just because we haven't played a whole lot together, but something we talked about is we both like being around the net, so just making sure we have good spacing and we're reading off each other that way, so we can break down the opponent, especially in the offensive zone, with the ability to move the puck and creating good spacing and being in the right spots and reading off each other.
When you get reunited with Mitch, what does that do for you? It feels like he's such an energetic guy. It's almost like a jolt of lightning.
Yeah, I mean, Mitchie's obviously one of the best in the league, so his vision and his hockey IQ is elite. So just try to play my game off of that. We obviously have built chemistry there over the years and have a good understanding of each other. So I don't think it's trying to do too much. It's just continue to trust our instincts and like I said, just make sure our habits are strong and we're doing good things through all three zones.
Do you feel like your habits are where you would want them to be?
What's that?
Your habits, are they where you would want them to be?
Well, you're always looking to play better and to play well. So you try to hold yourself to a high standard. So I don't think things have been terrible, but certainly continue to improve my game and like I said, be relied upon in every situation in all three zones.
How about the changeover with this team? It's there was a lot of new guys, and then O'Reilly gets hurt. You were skating with him for some of it.
Yeah.
Like, how much does that kind of allow you to accept kind of the growing pains that might come with your game as you're kind of learning new different players' tendencies and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean that's part of playing in the league, and over 82 games, combinations change, things happen. Obviously, a lot of moves we made at the deadline, so. I played a little bit of the wing here too, so it's a great opportunity for me to continue to round out my game and continue to get better and to thrive in different spots and different situations. So, I think it's great opportunity to continue to grow in those areas and work on my game and see growth there.
I know with habits you tend to look at the big picture. Sheldon talks about William needing to skate more. Have you found that there is a specific habit or two that you look to get jump started when the offense dries up?
I look to just not try to do too much. I think it's just making sure that I'm strong in all three zones, and you're above the puck. You're when you have it, your puck play, you're executing, even if it's just really simplifying. Just taking the first play that's there, not trying to do too much. For me, making sure my feet's moving, trying to play through the middle of the ice, things like that. That you try to remind yourself of, and just look at and work through. So, that's all part of ups and downs of a season, and constantly being on top of your game and working through things. When maybe, like I said, it doesn't feel as in rhythm or as in sync, and you continue to work to get to another level.
I recall your first child arrived in training camp. Can you imagine what Ilya is going through right now?
Yeah, no, I talked a little bit about that with him and Laffy too, upcoming as well. So I can't imagine because I know what that was like my first time, and that was just a day or two in the training camp. So, but exciting time overall.
What was it like to go back to Oshawa that night with the Generals?
Yeah, it was great. Really fortunate that they put on a night for my foundation. It really meant a lot, and obviously a place that's a big part of my life and my career. And see a lot of familiar faces and a lot of people that you don't see as much now. But obviously a place that means a lot to me. So it was great to be there and to have a night like that.
What is your foundation focused on right now?
Well, a big thing, I think that the main thing is we talk about trying to inspire the next generation and creating brighter futures for kids and maximizing their potential. So trying to look for opportunities to do that and find their passions in life and help a lot of people maybe in difficult situations that don't have as many resources to to experience that or have those opportunities. So we've had some great partners that we've established so far. It's been a lot of fun, and obviously looking to continue to grow and do more, and try to make as big a difference as you can.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Sheldon, TV on the ice, but staying at late. His status for tonight.
He's not going to go tonight. He's doing better, obviously. But we just, as we've talked about here with guys with bumps and bruises, with the health and depth that we have, there's no point in our guys playing through anything unnecessarily. So we'll seek to get him better here for later in the trip. Lots of hockey this week.
Traditional 12-6, or here you go different?
12-6 tonight, yeah.
Okay.
When it comes to Tavares' game, we were talking about Nylander skating yesterday. Is there anything he can get back to doing to generate the offense?
Yeah, I think I was just looking to spend more time in the offensive zone would be a big thing, but obviously putting Mitch on that line I think is something that will help. Did it the other day. We did it in the third period. The other night at home there, and wanted to look to change things up against Carolina even, and liked what we got there, but didn't necessarily transfer to the road. We're a more rested team here today, and it's a different opportunity coming in here today. So, just looking for things to just take a step there.
What stands out about the Islanders and the challenge that they present tonight?
They're defending real well right now. Obviously, their goaltending we know is a real strength and foundation of their team. Gives them a chance to win every night, but just they're defending real hard and protecting the goaltender. So that makes them even harder to get to. It's a deep team that plays hard and structured, and obviously they're playing to keep themselves, in their playoff spot, and they've been hanging on to that and playing good hockey. So, they're a team that traditionally in these spots they really dial things in this time of the year, and I think that's what you're seeing. They're just playing a very hard and structured and simple game.
Has that been a refreshing thing to kind of have these opponents that are kind of on the cusp, that you can kind of also get your team dialed in for what it's going to look like between now and
Yeah, the opponents demand it. We've played a lot of good hockey teams here of late, whether it's teams that are firmly in but are at the top of the league and have a lot of elite players that keep you on your toes, or teams like an Ottawa team the other night that's desperate and fighting for their lives, and then you got a team here at the Islanders that have really done a good job of putting themselves in a good position, and obviously they want to hang on to that. So another important tough road trip here for us in terms of the volume of games, the quality competition, all that. So you want to get off to a good start to it.
When John has gone through dry spells, what do you like about how he's handled it? He always seems so on the level.
Yeah, he just goes through his routine and stays consistent with it. I think that's really ultimately what works in terms of it coming back, is just trust your habits, trust your abilities. But we don't need to make a bigger deal of it than it is. I mean, like I said, he's played lots with Mitch, and Mitch played lots with Bunce, and we expect that line to really get going, and obviously hoping that the Matthews group that we've put together here with Yarncrook and Kerfoot can continue as well. So all of that is good, and I think as we talked about Willie a little bit yesterday, I think his game the other night in Ottawa, despite it being a back-to-back, was a step in the right direction, and if that continues, then that group will get going as well.
What's been Alex Steve's status? He's sent down, but at times he's been up, but hasn't been on the ice. Is it just?
Yeah, he got injured off the ice.
Okay.
He got injured off the ice here while training in the gym. So, but it's pretty minor. I think he's through that now, and he's with the Marlies and getting back up and running there.
Giordano gets the game off the other night. You mentioned he's played a lot of minutes, maybe more than you anticipated. Have you noticed the wear and tear this season on him at all?
I wouldn't say so. I think it's more just us doing what we can to manage it. We have had to utilize him more throughout the season. He just with the number of injuries that we've dealt with, and now we're in a spot where we're healthy and have more depth than ever. So we can just be smart with it, but not as we've talked about. It's not just him. We've talked to our entire D corps about looking for opportunities for them to
stay involved and not have to sit for too long and get everybody in the mix, and at the same time ensure that they, like Brodie's case here, that they don't have to play through anything at this point in time. I think that's one of the luxuries that we have with the fact that we've got certainly 8 and even 9 with Timmins here, very capable NHL defensemen that can step in and we shouldn't miss a beat.
So Samsonov is scheduled to start. How does it work? Like, it's such a strange situation this week. Like, if he gets a call, is he just gone, and then Matt's in, and like, how does this work?
I mean that's really it. Obviously he's our staff does a tremendous job of making sure they're connecting with his wife and what's happening back there, as are the doctors and such. But trying to do all that you can to just allow Sammy to focus on his job and his game. But we're of course understanding that there's a lot going on there for him. But it's a very unique situation with a goalie, of course, more so than a player. But at the same time, he's feeling very strongly about staying in the net and staying involved, and we're still somewhat close in proximity here to be able to get back if needed. But in talking with him, he's at ease, at least to the point that he's able to focus on his game here and we'll take care of the rest later in the week.
Once the game starts, is he locked in? Like, is there any chance like she could go into labor during the game and then? I don't know if I'm overthinking this here, but
Well,
it could happen,
I
right?
believe anything is possible in this situation, yes.
Okay, all right then.